All right, let's graph some functions. After you've used your calculator to complete your tables, then we're ready to plot points. After we plot points, it's up to us to figure out what the shape is the graph is trying to make, and then connect the dots in the appropriate manner. So, first we're just going to plot points. So we're going to start out with the point 3, 4. So that's 3 on the x-axis, 4 on the y-axis. That means we're going to go right 3, then up 4, and we're going to make a point. Now, I'm trying to do this on an iPad, and I don't have any sort of ruler or anything, so mine may be a bit sloppy. For you to be turning in work, I expect you to take some care and make these graphs very neat. Now, my next point is 0 and -5. 0 on the x-axis means essentially we're staying on the y-axis, and then we go down 5. And that's where I'm going to make another point. My last point is -1. Oops, typo. That would be -1, not 8. -1 and then -8 gives me a point here. And if I pick up a straight edge, I believe I can see that these points lie in a straight line. And if I get my straight edge, I should be able to connect these dots in a straight line, more or less. Like I said, my iPad won't let me put a straight edge down there and draw the line, so you make sure you use a straight edge. And this is a linear graph. When you have no exponents or anything, it should make a nice straight line. So let's look at graph number 2. Plot your points. Don't try to connect anything until you see all your points and get an idea of what the shape should be. -2, -8, -1, -2, 0, 0, +1, -2, and +2, -8. This looks like it would be a V, and we saw a graph earlier that was a V. This is not that. If I actually do try to take a ruler and line this up to make a straight V, unless you make, one of your points really fat, so you're sort of cheating, it's not going to be a straight line. This, the graph of a quadratic is what we call an equation that's got an x squared in it as its highest power. It makes more of a U shape than a V. Now this is very narrow, so it's not going to look very U-ish, so it's up to you to make it look a little U-ish. So down at this top point, you want to make that look a little curved. And we're going to go down this way and go down this way. Not a V. This should have a little curve at the top. These are a little bit more difficult to draw, especially when they're very skinny like that. So just do the best you can. And again, the key is try to be neat. Oh, now this last one's going to be the graph of an absolute value function. Now we should know how to plot the points. So now would be a good time for you to pause this, plot the points, and check back with me in a minute and see if you plotted the points correctly. So I'll do this rather quickly because I'm going to assume you've already done it. -3, +7 would be a point here. Whoops. My stylus is got a very fat tip. -2, +6, -1, +5, 0 is at 4, 1 is at +5, 2 was at 6, and 3 is back up at 7. Oh, put that in the wrong place. Let me erase that. This is why it's good to use pencil. All right, now this, an absolute value function, you can line up your ruler, is straight line that way, straight line that way, and it will go forever in both directions. So look at your graphs carefully. Make sure you plot your points neatly in your homework and on your online homework. Careful with your signs. Careful when you're plotting with your signs. Make sure you're thinking about, does this negative mean I go left or right? Does this negative mean I go up or down? Make sure you ask questions, and good luck with your homework.